And joining me now is Dr. Sebastian Gorka, an expert on counterterrorism and irregular warfare. Doctor, let me ask you, what is more irregular than fighting people who want to die? How do we win in a war like that?
Well, number one, Judge, is we start to speak honestly about who they are and why they're fighting. We have to jettison this 7-year-old myth, this Alice in Wonderland narrative that it's about unemployment and lack of education. Just look at who these people are. Look at who Jihadi John was. Look at the 19 hijackers. Look at Major Nidal Hassan. None of these people were born in Palestinian refugee camps. None of these people were disenfranchised minorities. The fact is, this is about jihad. This is about an ideology that wishes to destroy Western civilization, starting with us, America, the pinnacle. We have censored our federal agencies. You can't even talk about jihad if you're doing training for federal law enforcement or the military. That's just insane. We will never win this war until we get politics out of the intelligence cycle and out of the national security function.
Well, Doctor, there's no question that this president is around, for another year and a few months. And, he's the one who took some of the language out of the lexicon, for the FBI, et cetera, et cetera. So what do we do in the next year? How do we protect Americans with open borders, sanctuary cities, Syrian refugees, lies, outright lies about the vetting of some of these refugees, because everyone admits that there's no way to vet and no database against which to vet these refugees?
Look, I think the former director you just spoke to was absolutely right. Nothing's going to happen in the next 15 months at the strategic level. The White House wants to shovel this problem away onto the next administration. So it's up to us, it's up to the American citizens to demand that this not happen. Find out through your local government, is your county going to be hosting refugees? Demand action. And in the meantime, what people like me get to do and have the honor of doing is supporting the actual operators, the FBI agents, the special forces, and we've got to speak truth to them, talk to them about why Paris was chosen, why they use these techniques, what's written in the ISIS magazine Dabiq. All of your watchers, Judge, they need to go and Google this word, D-A-B-I-Q, D-A-B-I-Q, Dabiq. That is the English language ISIS Jihadi Internet Magazine. That's how you know what they're going to do. They publish it online. Prepare yourself, educate your loved ones, and watch your six, because we are going to be attacked sooner or later, and it's going to happen here in America. FBI
Director Comey has said he's got FBI investigations in all 50 states regarding ISIS, but he also says that he's begging Congress. He says, I don't have the staff that I need to fight this cancer. I mean, when you talk about Americans in their own county making sure the refugees, whether they're coming or not coming, what do ordinary Americans do going forward? I mean, what do you tell your kids? If your kids take the subway, what do you tell them?
Look, I grew up in the UK during the time of the IRA. There it was essential. Everybody was on a heightened sense of alert, what we call code yellow. If somebody put a bag down on a bus, on a tube train, on the subway, within 60 seconds, somebody, a granny, a school kid would say, hey, who owns that? And when there was no response, the train, the bus would be stopped and evacuated. We have to be at that heightened level of alert. Judge, let me share one statistic with you. My wife and I, in our work for the USG, for the intelligence community, we've analyzed all the data of ISIS arrests in America since the caliphate was declared. There have been 80 arrests. 30% of those people arrested in America over a 12-month period had no intention of going to Syria or Iraq to fight. They had decided the best way to serve the jihad was to kill Americans on U.S. soil. 30%. This isn't about something happening 8,000 miles away in Iraq. It's not just about something happening 5,000 miles away in Paris. It's about America. You must bear a responsibility for yourself until we have a new commander-in-chief.
Okay, so if we bear responsibilities for ourselves, I mean, you know, think about what has happened. You say that a third of them want to kill Americans. I mean, it's not like we have to rethink this. I mean, I'm in New York City, the World Trade Center, even in 1993, the World Trade Center, and yet we have a commander-in-chief, and I hate going over this again and again. He can't even identify who the enemy is. But let me ask you this. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Egypt, Jordan, United Arab Emirates, why are they not joining together? They know that this caliphate is against them as well.
Okay, I heard your interview with Zudi Jassa, and I completely agree with you. I have met President Sisi.
Oh, he's wonderful.
Oh, we've been waiting 14 years for a man like this. But he's the missing part of the equation. Egypt has a huge army, but it's not a high-quality one.
Right.
Jordan, tiny army, super high quality. It's got to be the Jordanians, along with the Egyptians, along with the Kurds, along with the Iraqis who really want to see ISIS disappear. But you know what, Judge? Anybody who served in the region, anybody who knows how the Middle East works, knows one thing. Nothing's going to happen in that region by itself. If we don't send a clear message that America is behind you, we're going to help you, we're going to embed our advisors amongst your forces, ISIS will grow. You know why? Because the good guy Sunnis don't trust us. We betrayed Sisi, we closed down our training mission. We have to send a clear message, we're on your side. And right now the White House isn't sending that message.
Yeah, and you know what? The refusal to send el-Sisi the tanks and the helicopters that were promised, and the insistence on supporting Morsi, it's just astonishing. I worry for the American people. Anyway, Dr. Gorka, great having you on. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, Judge.
All right.